like to have a little bit of width to it, and so that's where that might be a little bit helpful. Or if you're making lids on a jar, you have a tiny little short flat section to use to shape things. So keep that in mind. Otherwise you have a very long pointy corner on one side and then a right angle here. So we'll leave it at that. All right, so we got one tall cup here. The other tool, and so this will be a sneak peek. The wood ribs are available now. You can go on the website, you can check them out. This is a wire tool that we're working on. So it is collapsible. It comes undone. You can cut your pieces off and then it just wraps up on itself and is a nice little handy, doesn't tangle. Take that off. All right, so next we'll go for another little cup. And actually, I think on this one, just because of the clay I have left, we're gonna go for a bowl. Sometimes on bowls, I will start with my thumbs just to get like a little well going. And then I'll use our long rib again. Go down. When I finally get down to the last piece of clay on the wheel head, I typically leave just more clay on the bottom than what I think I need. It's easy to trim off. If you want to, there's a lot of measuring methods. You could poke it with a needle tool. I'll just kind of guesstimate. Usually there's enough left over. And then we'll open up a little bit. All right, so for this one, we're going for a wide bowl. If you're familiar with the wood ribs or you have them, we have the two other sizes. So this is a 75 millimeter and this is a 100. We now have a 150, so it's much larger. Really good for bowls, obviously, but you also have a long straight side. You got a little bit of curve here. You could use it for vases, jars, anything larger. It's sizable for sure. So if you liked the 100 millimeter, you're definitely gonna like this one. And then as I'm raising, I'm trying to get, obviously, the clay up, but I'm leaving the top rim just a little bit kind of tapered thicker, because as that bowl opens, you want to make sure you have material for it to stretch out. If you started with just even walls on the whole thing, you may have found by the time you stretch it out, your rim over here is just paper thin and it starts to fall apart. So just try to keep that in mind. A lot of times with bowls, I'll start and kind of work my way up. So I'll start with the 50 millimeter here. Some water in there. And then we'll go to the 100. and I'm just stretching it out a little bit at a time. What's really nice about these ribs is you can get that base kind of really compressed, so you don't get that little bump in the bottom. Just like that. And so at this point I've kind of maxed out this one, so we'll switch to the 150. And what's cool here is it's going to fit right down in there and make a perfect base. And we should get it a little wet. And definitely slowing down the wheel a little bit as we're going. So just to show you, hopefully you can see, but makes a really nice even bottom. They're really fun to use, and they kind of work. They kind of work with you while you're throwing, so they're really meant to fit in your hand, and as however you want to hold them, that little pattern is going to help you grip them. And as you move it up and down, any direction, it's all going to kind of work with you as you're throwing. Oh man, someone noticed the discount code. I wonder if it works. You might have to try. No, it's live right now. So check it out. Anyone looking closely will notice. Alrighty, so this one I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna work on the rim just a little bit more. I think we're adjusting here. Out. All right, so that's pretty good. A lot of the time I'll end throwing just like with a larger piece, and then we'll let it sit on the wheel and sort of dry off a little bit just to firm up. If I'm gonna make a bunch of these, then I'll use bats, but sometimes it's a hassle to put the bat pins on and mess around with that. So we'll cut this off. And just let it go. Oh, and actually before that, the other good thing on this little triangular is to clean up the bottom. I do trim quite a bit for a foot on there, so I'm not necessarily trying to make a foot at all, but any of that extra clay, really handy to get in there. Wipe it down. Through, and again, keep an eye out for this wire tool. Gets all wrapped up. Nice and easy. Alrighty, so I know we got a couple things here. Next week we'll be trimming them and kind of continue with the summer theme of making a fruit bowl, making a beverage cup. Yeah, check out the wood ribs. So real quick, again, we got the wood rib 4, which is the 150 millimeter. The biggest one we have, if you're a fan of making big bowls, large things, check that out. If you have the wood rib 3 already, this is sort of a comparison of size. So one's 100 millimeters, this one's 150. So it's quite a bit larger. We do have the longer one, so the wood rib 5. If you're a fan of this small little guy right there, then check out the large one. That's your comparison. So reach further, go deeper. And remember, it's got that flat bottom, so if you got to reach in and actually square off the bottom of your piece, works great for that. Oh, if you got your fine point set, enjoy that one. It's a really good one. We'll definitely, when I get to trimming these or carving them, I'll definitely be using those fine points again. Finally, the triangular one. So you got the right angle, really nice sharp corner for scraping, and then this end, clean that up a little bit. Nice sort of flat corner for making any sort of little features, jars, scraping off the foot of something. Works great. Alrighty, and then for those of you that have been hanging out or missed it, check out this code. It's live right now. Sort of a sneak peek, so you won't see it anywhere else for a few more days. But if you want to get your summer on, check it out. It's live now. It does not work on clay or glaze or the sink or gift cards, but everything else. Just put 2 items in your cart, put that code in, and the lowest price item will be free. A little bit of it. So one last little close up. That's all we get. All right. Thanks for joining. Tune in next week. We'll do some trimming, and we might have a few new other things to show you. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.